Hi, everybody. This is Douglas A. Burton, and I wanted to talk about Andor Season 2. There's a lot of chatter out there, and I think the main question is it good? Is it Star Wars? Is it worth your time to watch? First off, I did like Season 1. I've had a pretty rocky relationship with the most of Disney Star Wars. A lot of it's not good, but Andor Season 1 was pretty good. Very slow burning, but there were some great episodes. In fact, I rated one of the episodes a 10, One Way Out with Andy Serkis. It was an incredible episode. So I was excited for season 2 for Andor, and I heard it was really good, and I started watching it. And quite honestly, it was a lot more of the same. It was a very slow burn, episodes 1 through 3, episodes 4 through 6. It was very slow. And I remember even thinking to myself, Andor, it's not terrible. Maybe 6, maybe a 7 on some of these episodes out of 10. And so I was thinking to myself, there is an entire world here that Tony Gilroy has captured. There is the world of Andor. It's not the original trilogy. It's not the prequels. It's kind of its own thing, and it's compelling. And I likened it in my head in a way to like a screensaver. It's this pretty good Star Wars that has a fully functional, very fleshed out world with characters that are pretty recognizable, some of them, even if they are kind of D or C list Star Wars characters. But it's this serviceable Star Wars. That was until episodes 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9 are incredible Star Wars. I loved it. It's the first time in a long time that I felt actual tension in a Star Wars film. The Empire is scary again. The Empire is cunning. Their strategies are chilling. They're patient, and they are ruthless. And this show, episode 7, 8, and 9, really capture that. There's a lot of Imperial administrators. This is why it can get bogged down. There's a lot of Imperial administrators. They're very clever. They're kind of like bureaucrats with very harsh and chilling ways of managing themselves. The stormtroopers are menacing. They even employ the KX droids again, and they're almost like Terminators in this. They're hugely chilling to watch. So Andor reminds me a little bit in terms of storytelling, like a Russian novel, like War and Peace or Anna Karenina or Crime and Punishment, where it's a very slow burn and it does build up to something big. That seems to be the Tony Gilroy approach here. And now that I've seen the big set piece part of the episode, it makes me want to go back and rewatch the early episodes to really see if I can understand the totality of this story. I am rather shocked by the fact that I like Andor season 2. The characters are very compelling in this. They have an ensemble of different characters for the show. So one of the big questions, is it Star Wars? My answer is yes, it is. Is it good is the real question. Is it good is the most important question. And if it is good and it's Star Wars, now it's Star Wars. So Andor season 2, Andor season 1, this is a different take on Star Wars. It is an adult themed show. It's very serious and somber. It's got dark character arcs and storylines and plots. It's not really for kids. Kids could watch this, but I don't know if they would get the same thing out of it as an adult would. It's very gritty, very visceral. The show has a lot of the Rogue One characters in it, a lot of the side characters from Rogue One who were like rebels, but they didn't get a lot of screen time. A lot of these characters are in this show. Andor himself actually carries the show very well. Diego Luna is very good in this. And believe it or not, by the time I've gotten here to season 2 of Andor, which has some big plot lines, it makes me appreciate Rogue One even better. Scenes like when Andor's talking to Jyn Erso and he says to her, you don't know what I've done for the rebellion. Well, now we know what he's done for the rebellion. We've seen it. We've taken the long way around. We've taken the scenic route to that. But now we get to a good example of what he means by that, how dark and jaded Andor is as a rebel. So as the thumbnail says, the Empire is scary in this. There's an entire... Episode 8 is probably the penultimate episode so far of the Andor series. It's set up perfectly. And by the time I was watching this episode, I felt actual anxiety watching it. I sat up. I was on high alert. There's an incredible sense of foreboding as the Empire sets up its trap. And you really get a sense that Tony Gilroy has studied revolutions, rebellions. There's a lot of imagery here that it's kind of overt, to be honest. There's a lot of, it reminds me of like the French resistance in World War II. You know, the characters speak a kind of alien version of French, and they dress in a French motif. And even the city looks French. So, you know, you see here, you got the mansard roofs. It looks like a French town. So it's a little heavy-handed on the French theming, the flag waving and everything, and the nationalism. They sing a national anthem at one point, but it's very good. The smoke, the sense of danger and foreboding is very strong as the people take to the streets and the Empire strikes. This show also portrays Mon Mothma very well. Jimmy Smits has been recast as Bail Organa. There's a new actor playing Bail Organa in this. It's Benjamin Bratt, and I hate, to be honest, I hate when they recast. It breaks the illusion. You always kind of get imprinted on the original actor. That leaves that first impression. You really want that actor to stay there. That says Benjamin Bratt does a great job as Bail Organa. And Mon Mothma has really emerged in this show as excellent. She ends up making a stand in this show. I loved her scenes. We get great shots of Coruscant again, and she's in the Senate House. She gives a speech, and it's pretty bold. So there is a world of Andor. When I think of world building and like when I think of a show that has its own world preset waiting there for me, the original trilogy, you know, the lived in universe of Star Wars. You had the prequels, which was the shiny, you know, high society of the Republic spread out everywhere, the Jedi Order. And I would say the Clone Wars had its own kind of feel and world to it. And now I'm going to add Andor to that list. There is a real world here waiting for you with Andor. One of the big accomplishments is that we have a Star Wars show without lightsabers, without dogfights, without Jedi and Sith, without legacy characters driving it. And to my knowledge, this is really the first time this has been done on a, I'm not talking about like Visions or anything like that, but on a major Star Wars show to be carried purely by the acting and writing and the set design of the show. This is what Andor's been doing. There's tension and anxiety. There's plotting and setup and payoff. So my final verdict, Andor season 2, it's great. You could start with episodes 7, 8, and 9. And then if you want, go back and watch episodes 1 through 6, because it's probably where your attention span will be held at that point. If you understand where this is leading, if you experience the full punch of Andor season 2, then you can go back and your patience might be there for the first 6 episodes. Personally, I'm very curious to see where the next 3 episodes will take us, but Andor hit some high notes. I'm rating these episodes either 9s or 10s. Episode 8 is a 10. Episode 7 and 9 are probably 9s. So great stuff. Check it out.